Okay, so this is my recap for March 10th. Um, it wasn't a good day by any means. It was a really bad day, big losses, and just the same mistakes that I always make. But I'll start off with the first stock, AGRI. Um, this was probably the easiest stock to trade all day for me. Um, I got in later than I would have liked to because this was the perfect entry right here. But it wasn't on my radar at that time, so I thought it was a still decent area right here to get in. I was risking below this level right here, and my target, I hit my first target at $4 right here. Um, And then the second target, I believe the final target was 450, around 450 area. So this was a pretty much a perfect trade. I would have liked to get in here. This is the real trigger right here. But once again, I just missed the opportunity because it wasn't on my radar. Um, I would probably rate or give the setup a, I don't know, C, my entry, C, execution, A, overall trade, probably a B. So not a bad one here. Um, I tried to go for another um, bounce, but it was later in the day, which I'm trying to be more careful because the momentum starts to dry up around lunchtime. But I still thought this was a decent play. I was counting on the 20 EMA to hold. I almost got in here, but I just exercised my patience and gave it some more time. And as you can see, it started to break below, but um, I kept it on watch, and luckily I saw it start to bounce off the 20, entered here. As it starts to break above this previous high, I add to it, thinking that we had a chance to run up in this level. Uh, Thought we could run back up to $5 or so. I was risking just below the low of this candle, or um, a confirmation below the 20. Now the stock didn't confirm below the 20, but I decided to get out anyways because I could tell it just lost momentum. I wanted to see more of this action. Instead, it starts to build up, but then just gets shut down. So I pretty much knew the momentum was gone, and so I just cut my losses. And as you can see, this whole topic formation, you you just know that there's no more momentum left in the stock. So that was it for that trade. Um, to give it a grade, I like the setup. Setup is probably a B. Um, Execution is a fail because I didn't quite stick to my plan, but I'm not mad at that because I knew the trade was done. Um, Overall trade is gonna get a C. Um, the negative part was just not real, or just taking the trade even though it had trash price action here, and given the time of the day, I should have known it wasn't gonna have much momentum. And on the daily chart, you can easily see stock will run and then just get shut down strong. And that's pretty much what it did today. So the next trade to review is this HYMC, another oil stock that was making some really big moves. Um, this was pure just FOMO. This was such an easy trade earlier in the day, but I never took any of this. I think partially because I just didn't believe in the stock. I didn't believe it can really move. It was what, below $1 the start of the day, so I just never really trusted it. But looking back on it, it's just an easy setups. But anyways, so because I missed all of this price action, I really wanted to try to take advantage um, of the stock, and so I decided to buy here right at resistance. This was a resistant level on the daily, um, but I'm thinking the 9 is holding really well. It's been holding strong since, you know, lunch, basically. The 9 just holds here, holds here, holds here. I'm thinking it's gonna hold one more time because I see this candle right here tap the 9 perfectly. This candle taps the 9 perfectly, and then this candle starts to trade above it. So I'm thinking, okay, here we go. I enter right at the top to the penny, I believe, and then it just sells off and stops me out. And if we weren't so close to the closing, I probably wouldn't try it again right here because I like this price action on the 20 EMA, but I didn't want to take a chance, even though I had a good run, and even moved after hours a little bit. I didn't want to take a trade in the last 10 minutes of the day. So the setup, um, D, F, D minus. I'll give it a D because um, the 9 did hold pretty well. Entry D, execution A, overall trade is D. So I really should have stayed away from this one. There's nothing there. And here's the daily level, which is I don't know why, but I just entered, just really trying to make some money on the day. And this stock, INDO, really gave it to me. I gotta be, this just another reminder why I gotta be much faster if I'm gonna trade these low flow stocks. Because trading the trim like I like to do just doesn't work well on these super fast movers. Um, so this is the INDO was the first trade of the day. I saw the pre-market action. I'm thinking, well, this 20 is holding. I like the floor that the stock put in, and I'm thinking if we start to run up, I'm thinking this floor is still going to hold and just propel the stock higher. I think it gapped up, if I'm not mistaken. It was on a gap up, but yeah, this just looking pretty good right here. And I usually don't trade within the first 5-10 minutes, or just I don't take these type of trades that often. Something told me to stay away, but I told myself I'm gonna give it a try and try something different. And what I should have did was waited for the stock to take out the high, of the pre-market before I entered, or at least the high of the opening 5 minute range. Um, but nope, I let the 5 minutes set into here. So I didn't even trade this right. Like I should have treated this like a opening 5 minute range breakout. Um, but I didn't do that. So that's on me, just a bad setup. So into here, and I get stopped out at the low, and then it just turns around. I get once again, it ticks at my stop loss exactly, and then turns around and goes back up. Um, but to grade this trade, the setup D, entry F, execution A, overall trade D. So I should have just never taken this to begin with. Bad trade. But I decided to give it a try again because it took me out. But yeah, we're still holding the 20. The price action is still pretty solid. We're still holding around this level right here. So I enter as we um, start to climb back up. Now this is actually more my type of trade. Still didn't work out. Um, it stops me out here. I was risking right below here. I'm thinking we had a chance to really make a strong run. So I wish I never took this first trade, but if I saw this trade again or this setup again, I'd probably take it. Unfortunately, it didn't work. That's just how it goes. So the entry on this, I would say a solid C, B. Execution A, setup B, overall trade C plus. Oh, and I forgot to mention here. I forgot right here. I accidentally doubled my position. So this loss really hurt me because I was in double the size I should have been in. So I took a huge loss on this trade. Let's see anything else. Yeah, so those three trades, like I said, INDO fucking killed me. Small win on AGRI, loss on HYMC. So this is a terrible day. Terrible day. Um, I could actually made more money on AGRI had I just been satisfied with my one little win, but I was still trying to trade to make up for my losses, and ended up losing 621 bucks. It's like what 20% of my account one day. Terrible. Um, but yeah, that's it for this one. Deuces.